Hello and welcome to Data Protector demos. Today we're talking about client tagging, which is a feature that allows you to assign tags to backup clients for faster identification or assigning them to certain resources or areas. And I'm going to show you how you make use of those tags, how you apply the tags to those systems, and you see the benefit at the end of this overview. When you look at Data Protector today, you see a number of tabs at the upper half of the screen, where the most important one for this particular demo is the administration tab. In administration, you set up roles, groups, and users for role-based access control, and you also have those new tags being available for your personal usage. Clicking tags, you actually see a complete overview of those tags. Some of them are predefined. That's about 4 that we ship with the latest version of Data Protector, but you can also add many more. On the right-hand side, clicking those 3 dots, it will open up a menu where you can edit the tags, either being already existing and you want to change a name or a description, or you want to create a new tag, assign it later on to a dedicated systems. And obviously, you can also delete a tag if you don't need that anymore. So this is basically where you set up the tags. Now, one area where you use the tags in practical life is in the client context. So when you click on clients, you see an overview of all the existing clients in your Data Protector environment. And in this case, I've already assigned some tags to those systems, like you can see here. On the left-hand side, you have filtering options. Again, main purpose here is to make life easier for an administrator to find the right system at the right time, or a group of systems. And you can filter by host name or search or platform. You can also look up for versions like seen here. But this is about tags, right? So the new tags show up here, and you see all the tags which are available right now. And by selecting one or many of those clients or tag names, you get a result that just shows your selection. So again, the main purpose here is to make life easier for an administrator, especially in large and complex situation. And even if it is not that complex, it just makes sense to have a nice way to filter and assign individual kind of items here. Now, this may be the overview that you want to desire, so you can always kind of change that back to where it was and refresh, and you go back to normal. So this is kind of a very fast way to deal with those clients. Another way to deal with that is in the role-based control. Now, when you have a role and you want to create a new one, then you have to select one or many of your clients being part of that particular role. So when you create a new role over here, you give it a role name, and you may want to kind of move on here. And this is basically the list of all your clients. And obviously, this can be a very long list. In this particular example, so we have like around 50 clients. Most of our customers have many thousand clients, and at that very moment, things become more complex. Obviously, you can search for a certain server name, if you know those server names, of course. And sometimes those server names are not that clearly marked, like in this particular example, where you have a kind of a slight idea on what is installed on those servers. Usually those server names are very cryptic, especially when they have been automatically assigned by a certain whatever virtualization platform, cloud-based platform, and so on. Now, names may not give you that much kind of capabilities here. Now, the new feature here is searching and filtering by those tags. So this is basically just like in the other screen I just shown. Let's say in this example, you want to see all virtual machines which are sitting on Hyper-V. So you click the Hyper-V tag over here, and consequently, all systems with that Hyper-V tag are shown. So the way you use those tags is in your own kind of imagination. It could be that these systems are Hyper-V servers. It could also be that it is a virtual machine sitting on Hyper-V. So you make up your own interpretation of it. The basic rule of thumb here is that you may want to create as many tags as you kind of need to interpret your environment. And you shouldn't go for as many tags as are available, because with the number of tags, you also make things a little bit less kind of user-friendly. So make sure that those tags are assigned in the best possible way. And like I said, you can always edit and reassign those tags, so you can optimize along the way until it has a kind of procedure that is optimal for your workflows. So this basically concludes today's demo session. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.